the UK, stormy session in Parliament where the UK faces a dramatic clash over the fate of a national inquiry into the child grooming gangs. In fact, barely hours from now, Tory MPs are set to push for an official probe into the horrific abuse of thousands of young girls by predominantly Pakistani origin gangs. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has instructed his party to block the motion which has been tabled by Tories leader Kemi as part of the Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill. Starmer, under intense pressure from both the Conservatives and social media attacks from billionaire Elon Musk, has vowed to block the inquiry. Meanwhile, Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philip has termed Starmer's refusal a moral cowardice, saying it risks perpetuating a cover-up. But the UK government maintains that more investigations are unnecessary, with Home Secretary announcing new legislation to protect children. As tensions rise, today's vote could have profound implications for both child protection and the political landscape in the UK, as MPs face an agonizing choice between protecting vulnerable children and loyalty. All right, turning attention now to the latest unfolding in Donald Trump. Well, Trump tracker really. US President-elect Donald Trump has escalated his expansionist rhetoric, but he has said that he will not rule out using any military coercion to take control of either Greenland or the Panama Canal. Trump has issued threats against several US partners. On Tuesday, he floated using economic force to actually annex Canada, though officials in those nations have staunchly pushed back, including Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre. He also proposed renaming the Gulf of Mexico as, well, guess what? Gulf of America. Responding to Trump's recent comments, France has warned that the president-elect should not threaten sovereign borders of European countries. Meanwhile, Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., flew to Greenland's capital on what he called a private visit shortly after the comments. He remained a few hours and said he did not intend to meet government officials. Watch this report to understand Trump's expansionist plans and how it could actually rock the world.
This is not the new map of the United States. This is another instance of Donald Trump hinting that Canada could be taken into US territory. Sending shockwaves across the globe, the map shows the whole of Canada as part of the US. The US-Canada boundary is the world's longest between two countries. It was established in treaties dating back to the founding of the US in the late 1700s. Trump claimed the US spends billions of dollars protecting Canada, while criticizing imports of Canadian cars, lumber, and dairy products.
As you said, you were considering military force to acquire Panama and Greenland. Are you also considering military force to annex and acquire Canada?
No, economic force, because Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada.
Canadian leaders have so far showed a united front against Trump's rhetoric, with outgoing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying there's no chance Canada would become part of the US. Opposition leader Pierre Poilievre took to X, saying that Canada will never be the 51st US state.
You know something, to the president, I'll make him a counteroffer. How about if we buy Alaska, and we'll throw in Minnesota and Minneapolis at the same time?
The rhetoric in the Trump camp doesn't stop with US President-elect. One of his closest advisors, Elon Musk, has trained his sights on Europe, setting off alarm bells across the continent. He's endorsed the far-right party Alternative for Germany, demanded the release of jailed UK anti-Islam extremist Tommy Robinson, and called UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer an evil tyrant. Musk's online behavior has become a cause of concern for many, from politicians to analysts.
He's clearly started to use that platform a bit like, an old-style newspaper mogul would in days of old, increasingly started to assemble a group of different right-wing influencers, many of them with large followings, and presenting their evidence as a basis for his interventions into European politics, whether it's Germany.
These recent statements from the Trump team have ruffled many feathers and created a lot of anxiety. Trump seems to also have his eyes on Greenland and the Panama Canal. All eyes now on the 78-year-old to what steps he would take to fulfill his extraordinary promises. With Vishal Vivek, Bureau Report, NDTV.